We will enter Gracie Mansion with our children, with our teachers, with our books, with our curriculum, and we're telling the mayor right now that he better be ready for us, because that's where our neighborhood school will be for the time being until the mayor allows us to enter our neighborhood school in our own neighborhood.
In that case, would you anticipate arrests for trespassing?
Well, that will be up to the mayor. Let's see what he's going to do about it.
Johnny, how do you feel about this?
The same way.
He doesn't know what's going on. He's only 10 years old.
What are you going to do, Roberta?
I don't know.
She don't know what to do with herself.
You haven't been going to school?
No.
My son goes to this school now, and I cannot see the reason why he should have to be taken out of this school and go 6 blocks away when he lives a block and a half away.
One of your children was bussed out of this school area and over to 127. How do you feel about that?
I was happy to put him on that bus. I think this pairing is one of the best pairings in the city. I think my child's education will be greatly improved by having sent him to 127. The educational services that are promised to us by the Board of Education should certainly improve the education he had been getting at 148.
Do you think the integration will help his education?
No question about it. Children should go to school with all kinds of children, whatever their color. It will make them better adults, I feel. You must start this thing with young children in order to make them better adults.
What do you think of this picket line out here?
I think it's sickening.
A child and knew no difference. Now all of a sudden he questions what goes on. So they want the children to grow up with a sense of even Stevens, but all this business is not helping any. I can't see it at all. I'm sorry.
Using the president for destructive purposes, not for constructive.
That's your opinion, my friend. That's your opinion.
Has he met with
his wife?
And has he
and
met?
He has worked all summer, all the time, and he has worked.
To do what?
He has gone
to do what?
meetings.
Except to prevent the pairing. What has he done?
You are wrong.
He has.
Excuse me, what is the parent going to do? Will improve education because you take a handful of white children and throw them in there?
No.
No, what it will
It
improve?
will help the educational facilities by pairing.
How?
Surely.
How?
Number one, a better
How
education.
in God's name can this help
One
our
minute.
children?
Will it bring better teachers in the school? Will it bring better teachers in the school by sending? Why?
Just a second. The
That
Board of
means-
Education.
That means that the Board of Education is not doing their job. They don't have qualified teachers, and they send in their own teachers all these years in their own school.
Why are they doing it now?
Fix the school up because the lily whites are coming here? We don't like to hear remarks like that. Why didn't the Board of Education fix the school up before now?
Children were entitled to a good education all
Yes,
along.
I'd like to see your
And the
your
Board of
answer.
Education let
If
everybody
the Board of
down.
Education has been remiss in their duties up till now, and now this is a start. Let's help them.
Take it out
This
on
is a
our
start that started in
We
1934.
don't have a lack of duty.
This is a
Not
start
with
that started in
our
1934.
Why?
It's got to start with
I'm
someone's
sorry.
children.
Let it be with your child because you want it, not with my child.
want better education
I will
for your
not
child?
be
My
for
child
my
is
child.
getting a good
I
education.
moved
They
here
should
for
have
this
helped
school.
these
My
children
child
in
got a good
92
education.
all along. They have been so neglectful of
Board
these
of
children, and
Education
all of a
has
sudden,
all the
someone gave them
that
a
when
push.
my child
The
graduated our school is so bad that when my child graduated 2 years ago, the entire 6-1 class made the education. The entire 6-1 class. What school do you find this in? Besides this, and then they turn around and tell us that we have an inferior school.
The educators of the state, the courts of the country have found that an integrated education is the best available education for all children, regardless of color.
Where'd you get this
Listen,
information?
darling, I had an integrated education, and the ones that
The
wanted to
Supreme
learn,
Court didn't
learned,
say
and the
that,
ones
my
that
friend.
didn't want to learn, didn't learn, and that goes in both an integrated and a desegregated school.
In Brooklyn. Junior high school 210.
you come
That
on.
school
Do
was
you
quite...
object? Do you object to the services now being offered by the Board of Education?
What services are you
Where were these
thinking of?
services before for the last 20 years?
Unfortunately, they were absent, but now they are. But they are.
But now it's amazing how suddenly we now...
All of a sudden, the Board of Education has become quite conscious of the lack that 92 had. All along, they didn't know a thing. They were blind. The politicians came in and said this is a good issue. Let's push it through. This will do something for us. So now they are fixing up a school that was dilapidated. The children did not have the proper education. How all of a sudden can they take and make this a good school for a good education and bring in other children?
Of course it is. How unselfish am I supposed to be? Will you tell me? And I have another
I
child.
say it's a great inconvenience on your part.
It definitely is.
However,
However,
one
what?
must suffer a little inconvenience for your child's
Well,
welfare.
you suffer it. My son is getting a very good education.
Can I ask you a question?
I have 3
What
children.
grade?
He's now going into second grade, which means he's going over to 92.
That's
Good.
right. Now, just a second. I have 3
Yes?
children.
Why, of course he is.
Fine. You're
Why?
You live in this neighborhood?
I live right over there.
And if, listen,
Right across the street
there
from the
are
school.
enough of you
I can
people.
watch my
You
child.
care when 2 years ago.
I had 3
started all the
children.
trouble. There are enough of
Two
you
more to
people
enter
that
school.
are for it.
You have
So
a-
listen, you take your children, send them over there.
You're good.
We don't want our
What was that
children
question?
moved.
What
We'll
was that
keep them
question?
over here.
What was that question, lady?
2 years ago to start this.
What was that question,
2
lady?
years ago this
Lady,
started.
lady, what was that question?
Forget the question.
Well, did you ask me if my wife was white?
That's right.
Isn't that the core of the matter?
No, it is not the core of the matter.
Well, I
But when
didn't
I'm
suggest
told
it.
that I need integration in my home,
Integration is because
You-
he has a mixed marriage.
It's not
Is
true.
this something that
It-
will
it has-
only
it has
make us
nothing
when
to
I'm
good
do
human
told by
beings?
Mrs.
But now we-
Barganetti that I need integration in my home,
just a minute.
that's gone a little too
I am
far.
not Mr. Barganetti. My name
Mrs. Barganetti, I said,
I
not
s-
Mr. Barganetti.
Mrs. Barganetti, I'm quite sure didn't
Can
say
I ask
anything.
you something?
She
You
She
were-
most certainly
Can I
did.
ask
She
you
told
something?
us in the school with 500 parents
Am I
sitting there
entitled to
that
my
we need
civil rights?
integration in our
Yes,
home.
Am I
You are.
entitled to my civil rights?
Yes, you are. And if you don't stop pushing me, I'm entitled to mine
All
also.
right, am I entitled to my civil rights?
Correct.
Then why am I told that I must do things compulsory over here?
Because you always had to send your children to those schools that the Board of Education designated.
I also always had to send my children to the schools in the neighborhood, the schools closest to my home.
There has never been such a thing
My children
as...
and myself have
never
never
seen
gone
that
to a
happen.
school that hasn't been nearest to my home.
And the school that is safe enough for your child, I had 148 is closer to my home than 149. But because one of my children would have to cross Northern Boulevard, he is not in that district. So he would have to go to 148.
Good.
Ask him what party he belongs to.
My wife, when I moved here because the
I
school
think
was very
it's
close.
quite obvious that that the question of higher education, of better qualified education, of better educators, is the least of your considerations here.
This is
It
an absolute
certainly
lie.
is not. That's a lie.
Then why
Let me
should
ask you a question. That's the,
I
the
can
PTA,
please my hearing is perfectly
the
good.
PTA of PS 92 have been complaining that the academic levels of their children are very low due to many different reasons. You tell me how you compare classes where an academic level is a year or 2 or 3 lower than the academic level in one school, put the 2 children together in the same class and have the teacher teach on multi-level basis?
It's been done
It's
very
been done?
successfully.
Where?
In many-
Where?
In Princeton, in Greenwood School number 8.
You're reading the wrong figures, my
School in the
friend.
whole town.
It's been done
Is it your...
with qualified educators. It's been done successfully.
Is it your...
And with the parents' help. Your parents are to help the children you know. But all I've seen here is complete hindrance. I have seen no organization in this community which is willing to take this situation and enlarge upon it and make it more qualified. Everything that's been offered here is good for your children. The only thing I can see wrong is the inconvenience to the parents by the Board of Education standards.
Is it your conviction that bigotry is playing a large part in these kind of demonstrations?
No question at all in my mind about that. That I'm quite sure that under normal circumstances, some of these children had to go to another school. I'm quite sure there wouldn't be such an emotional outburst from these same people. Now, of course, convenience is important, but convenience is, if it's balanced by other advantages, these things have to, nothing is all good for all people. And one must take advantages and disadvantages and weigh them. And when the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages, you must accept the disadvantages as a necessary evil. Nobody wants children to go further than they have to. But if this is one means to achieve a better education, you accept this and you work to make it.
What have we been doing all these years? Getting poor education?
Yes.
I answer that?
Yes.
I'd like
This
to
gentleman,
my child has a better
that he lives in this
education.
area. I've never seen this man before. He claims he has had a child in the school. I have never seen this man in our neighborhood or at any of our school meetings, and I'd like him to show his credentials that he lives here.
You just pointed to his apartment, so we'll have to
I don't
accept
believe
the
he
fact.
lives here.
All right,
may I say something?
I don't believe. I have never seen him in this area.
This gentleman accused us of bigotry. I came from a city housing project. My next door neighbor was Negro. People around me were Negro. My children went to school with the Negro children. There were no complaints. Everything was fine. I decided to move to this neighborhood because it was a nicer neighborhood. I took my life savings. I invested in a cooperative. When I came to look for an apartment around here, the first thing we looked for was the proximity of the school, because my wife is considerably concerned with the safety and welfare of my children. We found a school that was a block and a half away, and we were very well satisfied. We also knew that Corona was 4 blocks away, with the Negro children, which is a Negro neighborhood. We had no fears. We put our money down. We bought an apartment. And my daughter went to school here and graduated from this school.
You're very uninformed about the whole situation. That you take things, I don't deny that you live in a city.
Completely right. I came from Forest Hills, but there was no school nearby. And as I said, I wanted it convenient for my child and myself. I'm not ashamed to admit it. So we bought into the co-op over here, where I am just across the street. My child goes down the elevator. He rings the bell to let me know that he has gotten down all right, because I have 2 infants upstairs. He goes across the school. When he comes home for lunch, I wait for him, and he comes up. He can go and come, and I can take care of my other children and not neglect them or my home. Now, I came from a completely white neighborhood, as they will call it.
It is rice over there, Bill.
Start over here and we'll go right around.
ABC. Who's this, ABC? Yes.
Yeah.
No Charlie Schumer?
Oh, yeah.
Cut that.
Yeah.
Rolling.
I just, when I put the microphone in front of you, just say, I live right across the street from this school, and in the morning I used to watch my children. Today I had to put up.
Ready, Charles? Here we go.
Ready?
I live right across the street from the school. I used to be able to look out of the window and see my children cross the street to school. This morning I was very happy to put them on the bus to go to PS 127.
Which is how far away?
It's about 14 blocks away. It is a big 5-minute bus ride.
But it doesn't bother you that you're no longer able to watch them cross the street to school?
No, not in the least. I feel that my children will receive a better education. Education does not consist just of the 3 R's. Meeting other people, learning about other people is very important. It will help my children grow up to be better adults without prejudice and intolerance. I think if many of these people today had received such an education, you wouldn't be standing here today asking me these questions. This problem would not exist.
And this picket line would
And this picket line would not exist.
Well, how about your children? What's their reaction to being bussed out of here?
They were very happy to get on the bus this morning. In fact, they were looking forward very eagerly to going to school today.
Okay. How did your children react this morning when they had to get on a bus?
Well, their primary worry was, what do I do with the wax paper for my sandwich? And I assured them there would be trash cans and people there who would aid them. And we all speak the same language. We should learn to live together. They're not going to a foreign land. They're just going to another school to get an education, which is what the purpose is.
Why do you think so many of these parents around here object so much to this busing idea?
They won't admit to the real reason. They say it's involuntary, forced, and none of them will face the real issue. This is a moral issue. The children of today they have to learn to live with one another, just as the countries are trying to learn to live with one another.
Well, what is the real issue as you see it?
Bigotry.
Okay, Jim. Are you concerned that one of your children had to be bussed out of your home area?
Not in the least. My daughter went to school this morning with a big smile on her face. As a matter of fact, all the children on the bus were grinning and waving. My daughter said, "I can't wait to have my lunch in school." And my son was very happy, and I walked him to kindergarten here, and there was nothing different about today. I think it's disgraceful, though, that children must come to school and see parents or friends parading this way. I think this is the worst thing for children. One little boy, a teenage boy, made the comment that all of this fuss is caused by parents, not by the children. The children play together and know each other, and it doesn't matter to them. It matters to the parents, unfortunately.
Seems in the school here that there are very few white children who've so far come to classes.
Well, I have seen a number of children in the classes. The kindergarten classes are fairly empty because kindergarten children are staggered. They do not all come at 8:30. Some come at 8:30, 8:40, all the way up to 9:30 because they're young and they're babies and it's their first school experience. I'm hopeful that there will be a good percentage of children in the school because the education is the factor. That's it.
Do you think that this issue is going to split the community out here? It's going to set neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend?
Well, I think unfortunately it has just a little, but I'm hopeful that after this initial furor dies out that Jackson Heights will come back to normal and people will be aware of the schools and their children.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm happy to go to 127 today. We were there last Friday. My child was eager and happy to go on the bus today to 127. Last Friday, we went over to see Mr. Freed, the principal, and we helped him prepare ourselves for school today, prepare our children for school today. We made out flyers, which we distributed under the door to all children in the community who were entitled to busing, telling them about bus patrol and assuring every parent that his child will have a safe, speedy trip to school. Everything went very smoothly today. It was no more than a 5-6 minute bus ride from door to door. At the door, Mr. Freed, the principal, met the children and brought them directly into the school. When my child was with me last Friday, we looked at the lovely cafeteria they have in the school. Extra hot lunches are being provided today for any children who have forgotten to bring lunch to school. The school always has a lovely hot and cold lunch program. Many of us have been working in the PTA for many years. We've been working for the extra educational services that at last we are getting. We had asked the principal last year, we'd asked the district superintendent for these services, but they were not for us last year. This year we are getting these services under this new plan of integrated quality education.
Thank you.
Do you have a child in this new school?
Yes, I have. He was brought in this morning with the other children.
Did you stay to supervise or witness the instruction given him?
No, I didn't stay to supervise the instruction, but I had to stay to bring the inspectors around. We were harassed by inspectors all morning, and when we were across the street, we had 13 fire inspections in 4 days.
And to your knowledge, is this building safe in every way?
Yes, there are no violations on it at the moment, and the inspectors have said they will return, however.
Did you get any other form of harassment?
Well, there were some people down in the basement that threatened to take the children one by one and throw them out, and I had to call for police protection. The policemen are down there now.
Who were these people in the basement?
I don't know. I've never seen them before.
And they actually threatened to throw the children out?
Yes, they did. They threatened to go into the rooms and take the children one by one and take them out.
Was there any objection by people who live in that building?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I think that's it.
Well,
is there anything?
I want
okay,
to
hold on.
if you don't mind. I want to tell you about going to...
It's not in one of
Very
these
good. Mr. Kessler, what are your plans?
Authorities succeed in their harassment attempt to get us out of this school. On Monday morning at 8:30, on that day, we will take all of our children and teach them at Gracie Mansion.
Mrs. Wyan, you live right above this newly set up private school?
Yes, I do. My apartment is directly above the main room in which the school is being held, and I am violently opposed to the establishment of a school in my home. I feel that my views on the pairing of the school has nothing to do with this particular situation. I feel that this is my home. I feel that my occupancy agreement in the cooperative has been violated, and I feel that this should be used only for the purposes of dwelling and the recreation room for purposes of recreation for the tenants of the building and for no other purpose.
Do you feel the school is safe?
I feel that it is not adequate.
Why not?
It is one room. Naturally, it has to be makeshift temporary. There's only one exit. There is no bathroom in the room. A bathroom in the laundry room would have to be used, and I would not consider that there is proper ventilation in this room. In an effort to have the school removed, some of us called the fire department on Monday merely as a means to get the school removed, because this was the quickest action, and that was the only reason it was decided to take it. And a man from the fire department came, and immediately, within just a few minutes, the children were taken from the building. So with great confidence this morning, we again called the fire department, and in the middle of the morning, a man arrived. And while he found violations, he said that it was not excessively dangerous, and therefore he was not empowered to remove the children from the building. He said there were also referral violations to the Board of Health and to the Department of Buildings. And it seems that no one is sure who the man was who came.
Hold it.
Mrs. Wyan, I heard some of the parents of the children who went to school here today complain that they were harassed, that some people, they don't say who, threatened to throw these children bodily out of the school. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't, and I think this is a purely irrational comment. I think that there is no other way to go about anything except in an orderly, lawful procedure. And in our case, the tenants of the building are proceeding in that way. The fire department was notified because this seemed to be the quickest means. The Board of Health has been notified. The Department of Education has been notified, and the Department of Buildings have been notified. Now, what they do is up to them. Once that has been done, the next orderly procedure is to get a Board of Directors meeting. This has been called, but it takes 5 days. Therefore, it will not be until Monday or Tuesday. Now, I have full confidence that the Board of Directors of this building will act in an ethical manner and will reflect the wishes of the tenants of the building. Now, if this should fail, then I feel that the next step, logical and lawful, is to have a stockholders meeting and see what they can do. And that is the only way in which it will proceed. Any other kind of behavior is unthinkable.
Thanks very much. Mr. Cohane, how do you feel about this newly set up private school in the basement of your building?
Well, I, like many others, feel sorry for the women that are aggravated, frustrated over their children. You see them crying, children being pushed around. We started a private school for them up on 91st Street. The influence of the opposition that were against it, like there is here, caused the people in the building to disband the school. Here, we figured temporarily we could take care of these children, relieve the aggravation of some of these mothers, instead of another boycott over at the school.
Mr. Cohane, do you think you're being harassed here, or this school is being harassed here by the Board of Education or any other city agency?
You mean the school? I don't know what you mean.
Well, there were a lot of building inspectors here this morning. Do you think they were called by...
Now, this morning, the party that spoke before me, there must be a motive when somebody is so interested in calling up fire departments and one thing or another to have this thing thrown out. Now, the true story is, whether you use it or not, we in the building know that somebody connected with the woman that spoke before and friends or something have been against this thing from the very beginning. One of the men, having gone to Mississippi to help equalizing of races down there, or whatever his function was. Now, we in this building, we care nothing about the integrated school. It can be integrated tomorrow and the next day. We are opposed to the balancing. But these people, they don't agree with us. They want this, they're doing this to have this school thrown out of this building, to give the mothers of these children more heartaches, more plight, to find another place. This morning, everything was peaceful. This man comes out, the husband of the woman that here, and he stands right here, and he says, this is a fire hazard, and he started a lot of commotion. Commotion terrific. Everything was peaceful. I said to him, look, mister, why don't you go away and let this thing alone? He said to me, if you were 20, 30 years older or younger, he says, I tell you, I says, take off your glasses and forget that I'm 20, 30 years older than you are. Now, the idea there was, I have nothing to worry about. I put 6 years in the Army. I was in Mexico with Pershing in 1916. I got 5 major battles on my victory list I can prove. What has this man done for his country? What has he done? I am at least a patriot. That's more than I can say for some of these other people.
Mr. Cohane, thanks very much.
You're
The
welcome.
first name is David?
David.
David Cohane.
I don't care if you use it.
New York City's attempts to balance their schools racially have produced an unusual sit-in demonstration. Some 65 first and second graders for 2 days have marched with their mothers into PS 149 to sit in vacant classrooms rather than be transferred to another school 7 blocks away, which is 70% Negro. This school, PS 149, is 30% Negro already. But the determined sit-in mothers insist they are not demonstrating for race reasons, only because they live in this neighborhood and this is their school. And Principal David Price, like the children, is in the middle. Don Goddard, ABC, PS 149.
My name is Paul Hezakya.
And you're,
I live right here in Black and here from the school.
do you have a child?
I have two children in the school. One is supposed to stay here. One is supposed to be transferred. And I don't believe in transferring our children because they're taking away our rights, and by saying they, I mean the Board of Education. And I don't think they have the right to use our children as guinea pigs. It's our children, and they have put them now in the middle. In this school, there are school rooms available. We can have teachers. We have teachers that they ask for a job here. They were not given a job. And we think they're violating our rights. Even in the Bill of Rights, they say that children, they should not be used to balance integration. And this school is integrated for many, many years. And as a father, when you move into a neighborhood, you ask first, where is the school? Where is the shopping? Where is the station? These are the first questions you ask. And you have to go according to that.
Is this a racial matter?
I don't think it's a racial matter. I think some politicians, they ought to get a vote. I think what they're doing now is like a sick man in the hospital. They give him an injection.
Are you reacting racially? Are you going to a school where there are less Negroes than the other school?
We don't have anything. They can send the Negroes here. We didn't stop them from sending Negroes here.
You don't mind that?
We don't mind it at all. As a matter of fact, where I was born, were only 1,200 whites and 20 million Negroes. I was born in Africa, and I was raised in Africa. We never had any problem hating somebody else because of his color. We can hate him because of principles. We can hate him because of their environment, but not of their color. Their color has absolutely nothing to do with it. And this is not from the Negro people, it's from the white people that they are out to get the Negro vote. And they don't understand that they're using children by doing that, and that is not right by anybody's means. And for every point they say they balance integration, they will send better education. We give them 100 arguments that they're doing wrong.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, boys, get out of the way. Pardon me, you have a child in this class?
Yes, I do, in the second grade.
And why are you insisting on this?
This is the closest school. I live across the street from here.
Is this a racial matter?
No, it is not.
You don't mind the number of Negroes in the
No,
school,
I
then?
don't. That's not my problem.
What do you think you're going to get out of this demonstration?
It's hard to say.
You're going to try it, though, anyway.
I'm going to try
Pardon
real
me.
hard.
Ma'am, would you come over here? You have a child in this class?
Yes, I do. I
What
have
class
a boy.
is this?
He's in the first grade.
First grade. Why are you doing this?
Because I moved here to be across the street from a school. And I have two younger children, as you can see. And especially in the winter weather, this will be very difficult for me to take him to school, and I won't keep him out.
Is this a racial matter?
If it were a racial matter, would we all be living here where we are mixed? We have Chinese, we have Negro, we have white, we have everything here. If it were racial, we would be living in another section where it was...
And this is Mr. David Price, the principal of PS 149. Mr. Price, this is about the most unusual sit-in that I've heard anything about. What are your comments on it?
Well, these children who are here, of course, are not authorized to be here. They are assigned to PS 92 Queens. From my knowledge, they are protesting the fact that their children had been transferred from PS 149 Queens to PS 92 Queens.
PS 92 is a predominantly Negro school, isn't it? Is this a predominantly white school?
This situation prevailed last year, but at the present time, both schools are racially balanced.
What do you mean by racially balanced, Mr. Price?
PS 149, at the present time, has a ratio of 74 white and about 26 other Negro. And in PS 92, the figures are perhaps maybe 65% white and 65% Negro and 35% white at the present time.
And it's the thought of the Board of Education to balance it still farther?
There are no further plans other than to continue the existing organization, no.
Well, these 65 children then are assigned to the more predominantly Negro school.
Yes.
Now, you are empowered to eject these children from the school, aren't you? How is this going to be resolved?
Well, I'm not empowered to physically eject the children. I have been instructed to house the children if the parents insisted upon forcing their way into the building. This I have done. The Board of Education will be in touch with me to advise me of any further steps that they want me to take or that they want to take themselves.
This could go on for a long time then, could it?
I really can't say how long it will go on. I'm sure that the Board of Education is meeting about this problem even at the present time.
Meanwhile, you're the man in the middle.
Meanwhile, I'm here to try to keep things working in the school smoothly without any interruption of teaching.
I suppose you've been overrun by the press so far, haven't you, by the newsmen?
Yes, I have.
Is this one of your headaches?
Well, normally I would say it's a headache, but I realize that the press has its job to do, and I try to cooperate as much as I can.
Is there any solution to these matters? This is the stickiest problem that New York has had, New York education has had in a long time. Is there any solution that you see, Mr. Price, to the situation?
Well, I'm afraid at my level, the principal's level, I couldn't begin to formulate any long-range plan or policy. That would have to be formulated at headquarters, where they have the high-level personnel to survey the entire situation and come up with answers.
It has been said that this is not really a racial problem, but rather a problem of neighborhoods. What would you say to that?
Well, this is what they say. This is what the parents say. They don't want any forced busing, and they don't want their children taken out of their own immediate neighborhoods. This is what the parents have told me, and I have no reason to believe otherwise.
What kind of effect do you think this has on the children?
Well, certainly it doesn't have a good effect. The children in the school are aware of these happenings, and it does tend to make them feel uneasy about the situation. Some children feel unhappy about the situation. It certainly doesn't help matters for them.
And it does disrupt classes, you feel?
Well, it disrupts teaching in the sense that, first of all, these two classrooms that the children are occupying are rooms which I have been using for educational TV purposes. Groups have been coming in there all day long regularly. We've had to eliminate the TV program temporarily. We also use these rooms for special coaching for individual children or small groups of children. In addition, we are tying up two of my specialists who really have other assignments throughout the school, and they cannot perform their duties while they are assigned to supervise these children.
If this lasts a long time, will you seek other means to correct the situation, to get rid of the children?
Well, I personally cannot take any action unless I'm directed to do so by the Board of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Price.
The PAT group decided to have these children come into the school without official authority. At the present time, I met with the group as they entered the school this morning and told them that they are violating the law by entering the building. They entered nevertheless. They went up to 2 of the classrooms, which do not have official classes in them. I allowed the children to be seated in the classrooms. I provided teachers from our own staff to supervise the classrooms. As per instructions from the Board of Education, these teachers are not to provide any regular formal instruction to these children. They are merely there to supervise their safety and to protect them.